So let's talk about interviewing a real estate agent. When you are interviewing an agent, I would say one of the first questions you should ask is, are they a realtor with NAR, with NAR, the National Association of Realtors? Probably shouldn't call it NAR, should call it NAR. The National Association of Realtors is basically an organization that's going to hold a real estate agent, a licensed real estate agent, to a higher standard. So that means they've gotten more education, they're required to do more education, and they're going to be held to a higher code of ethics. So first question, are you a realtor member? I would say most real estate agents are, but it's still something you should know. I think it only benefits you if they're doing their business, held to a higher standard. And also check for agent designations. A lot those little letters that you might see on an email signature line. These are designations for extra education that a realtor has done. So you might see GRI, that is the Graduate of Realtor Institute. I'm not sure. GRI is a good one though. That is one that would be good to look for. But there are lots of different designations for specialties in education, just that an agent has taken the time to take extra coursework that they don't have to do. And that's kind of a big deal. It shows you their value that they'll bring, but also just the work ethic that they have. The main thing that I cannot say enough is interview more than one agent, at least 3. Even if you've got a friend, you want to make sure that friend markets well online and that you're going to get along because things are going to come up. Real estate transactions can be tricky, they can be emotional, unnerving even, and you want to know that the agent that you're working with, even if it's your friend, that you both can communicate well together, and that agent has a calming presence. Can they help bring peace to a situation instead of escalate it even more? That would be a big thing, and you can just observe that as you're talking to different agents. You're going to talk to at least 3, hopefully. You can observe the way they interact with you and talk about things. And if you don't know, who do I call as an agent? You have no idea what to do. Just ask your friends. I'm sure your friends have referrals for you where they've had good experiences or they've had bad, unfortunately, and that would be a good place to start. And then if you don't know anyone who knows an agent, which would be quite shocking because everybody knows at least 5, it seems like, you can do an online search. And I think it's actually a good test, because if you do an online search, say best realtor in your city, if their names should pop up pretty quickly. A lot of times it's going to be the big name brokerages that pop up first, and then you'll see individual agents listed. You should see them come up because that shows that they know how to market, they know how to do SEO to get their name out there more on search engines. And then go study their marketing. Go see how they present themselves, how consistently they market, because you want someone who's going to be showcasing your property online. Next up, I would say ask an agent how involved are they with networking. So me, for instance, I go to different networking groups. Now, that is not my forte. One of the agents that I work with is really, really good at that. And so she'll let me know when things are going on, and I'll join in with her. But one of these networking groups in particular is set up so that at the very end, if an agent wants to stand up and talk about listings that they have to other agents in the room, they are welcome to do so. And so that's an opportunity that I have where I'll stand up and say, hey, I've got this listing. If you guys have buyers or if you have questions, let me know. You want an agent that knows other agents that can do that. I also have an email system set up where monthly, or at least monthly, or once or twice a month, if I've got a property where I know agents are in that area, I'm sending this property listing out to other agents just to ask, bring a buyer to this listing, and you ask for help that way. So a strong online social media presence is really, really important. Let me read this. According to the National Association of Realtors, over 90% of new home buyers begin their home search online. So it just proves even more that a strong online presence is really, really important. And let's see, a good agent is going to advise buyers of just tasks that need to be completed, scheduled walkthroughs. They're going to just be communicating well about when you need to do things. And on the selling side, on the listing side, they're going to be working, well, both will be working closely with the title company, but they're going to keep you just apprised of dates in the contract. A good agent's going to keep up with what you need to be doing and helping you, not just leaving it up to you to take care of everything. In fact, a good agent is going to take care of a lot of things behind the scenes, things that you won't even know about until later. And a good agent's going to communicate everything to you, but a lot of times they will take on some really, really hard things, get it settled, and then let you know. And that's part of what you're paying them for. Take care of the hard stuff. Yeah. I would say, I want to leave you with this. A good agent's going to ask you these questions. So you're interviewing them, asking questions, but they will ask you these questions in return. So why are you moving? How soon do you need to move? Do you anticipate major challenges with selling your home? What is your favorite feature of this house? What do you like about your neighborhood? What are nearby attractions? And so a good agent's going to ask you questions as well, because that's going to help them in their marketing and promoting your property. And lastly, if you are, you're just going, okay, I'm not going to use a realtor. I'm going to do this on my own. I can do this. I would say at a minimum, preferably you would call me in Texas, in this Dallas area. But if you're not going to, get with a lawyer. Make sure you've got a lawyer going over the contract with you, because there's a lot of details, there's a lot of dates and deadlines to keep up with, and you want someone helping to guide you along the way. And then also, if you're going to go the lawyer route, make sure that your lawyer will disclose things that are going on in the property. So if there's something that you fixed recently or something that keeps messing up with the property, just disclose it. So that way a buyer can't come back later and have legal recourse for something that you didn't disclose. So make sure your lawyer is disclosing everything for you. And I think that's about it. So if you would, like this page, send it on to others, and subscribe or comment below, and comment below, share your thoughts. What are things that, what are sorts of questions that you would ask someone that I'm not thinking about when you're interviewing an agent? What are things that you would look for in an agent? Just let's all work together and kind of talk back and forth. I'd love to hear from you. Hope you have a great week.